Hey, welcome to the Big Deal Warehouse.
That's right, and we got an odd job today, like most days. We have to get this boat ready to go fishing.
Little work, a little play, Andrew. How about cutting a patch out of this piece of sheet metal? I'm gonna drill some holes in it, put a little tar on the back of it, pop rivet it right down to that hole right there. This old boat will be as good as an old boat can be.
You really think that'll work?
We'll know soon enough.
Like when we're out in the middle of the lake?
Or the bottom of the lake.
That sounds like a scary way to run a test.
Hey, trust the know-how here, some wisdom, and have a little,
Faith? Faith is what we're talking about all this month. Faith, trusting in what you can't see because of what you can see. So how much work do we have left on this old boat?
Well, that depends on actually how much water we're going to be fishing in. And by the looks of the paddle you brought, not very much.
I still don't feel very safe.
I think we're in good shape. Check and see if we have all the equipment.
Okay, poles.
Got them.
Snacks.
Got them.
The lucky lure.
Uh-oh. Had it.
What do you mean, had it?
Well, it's right where I put it.
Good.
I was doing that cast that I do.
Oh, man. Well, you better go get it.
You better go get it.
Somebody better go get it. Look, if you're not gonna go and I'm not gonna go, then we better find somebody.
We need a kid. We need a kid to go up there, and I've got one I've already asked to go fishing with us this afternoon.
Oh, that's awful high. Don't you think we should ask their parents first?
Man, there's no way parents are going to go up there that high. Scare them to death.
Look, you just find the kid, and I'll go get the ladder.
Hey, be careful how you step out of this boat. That floor's a lot harder than the water.
Stepping out of the boat. That reminds me of a story of a guy who had great faith. Jesus and the disciples had been traveling around, telling people all about God's kingdom. And the crowds who were coming to see Jesus were getting bigger and bigger. They'd seen him heal people. They'd seen him talk about God's love. In fact, they had just seen him feed 5,000 people with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. After that, Jesus told the disciples to get into a boat. He was going to hang out with the crowd for a little bit longer, and he'd meet them on the other side of the lake. Think about this. The disciples did exactly what Jesus said. They trusted that he would meet them later. They trusted in him to do miraculous things. But as they were out in the middle of the lake, it started to get dark. It not only got dark, but a storm came, and the wind blew, and the waves started to rock the boat. The disciples were scared. They were out in the middle of the lake, and the storm was getting worse. And then they saw something out walking across the water. They thought it might have been a ghost. But then Peter looked closer, and he saw that it might actually be Jesus. And Jesus knew that they were afraid, so he called out to them and he said, "Hey guys, don't be afraid, it's me." So Peter said, "Lord, if that's you, tell me to come out there." And Jesus said, "Come on then."
Climbing.
Climb on.
If you thought Peter was scared before, imagine that first step out of the boat. That was faith. He began to walk out on the water. He was watching Jesus. He was trusting in him completely, and he was walking on top of the waves. Then the Bible says Peter got scared. He felt the wind, and he saw the waves, and he took his eyes off Jesus, and his feet started to slip below the water. He cried out, "Lord, save me!"
Dad.
Jesus reached out and caught him.
I got you. It's okay.
Then Jesus said, "You have little faith. Why did you doubt?" They got back in the boat together, and the wind and the waves died down, and all the disciples started to whisper to one another, "This man is definitely the Son of God." That's just like our bottom line. When you see what Jesus can do, it helps you face your fears.
Hey Aaron, thanks for getting my lucky lure back. You didn't even seem like you were afraid up there.
I knew my dad would take care of me.
So you trust your dad?
I couldn't always see him, but I knew he was there.
So how did you just know you could trust him?
Because he always takes care of me.
Parents, that is huge. When you pull your families together this month, talk about some of the things that maybe you fear in your family, and talk about how much greater God is than those things. When you put your faith in God, you don't have to be afraid. Hey, you know, that was a great story about faith. But I'll tell you, after a hard day working in the warehouse, no better place I'd rather be than out on this lake fishing.
It sure is beautiful. And I'll tell you what, I don't think there's any storm we'd even be afraid of.